Howdy folks, Luke Simons with you, back to the Basics 101. In our last video, I had mentioned I can sleep on a stormy night. It's our business motto, a roofing and gutter company. And I didn't go into detail, but I said if you want to hear the real story, the whole story of I can sleep on a stormy night, let me know in the comments and I will tell you. This video is dedicated to Jim and Joel. I hope you enjoy. Well, folks, it's been a busy day at work, and I came home and I'm just tired. And I know a lot of my friends will drink beer or something to kind of tend their nerves, but I have 4 beautiful little girls and 1 son, and they are all really good back rubbers. And there is nothing better than having your back rubbed. To the story, Jim and Joel. Back in the day, if you needed a job, you used to put your name up on in the barber shop or in a tavern or something like that and say, looking for a job. Or you would say, or the five and dime grocery store, something like that, hardware store. If you were a farmer or a blacksmith, you would say, I'm looking for a hand. Requirements. Well, the patrons would walk in there, but the owner kind of knew who to set who up with. If it was kind of a ranchy rancher and couldn't get along with anybody, well, if you're looking at it, somebody might say, yeah, everybody in town has worked for that guy, etc. Well, in this town, and this is a true story, there was it was like a mercantile is what it was. And the farm kids would sit outside on the porch of the mercantile. And they would wait, and spring time of the year, farmers would come and pick up spring help, summer help, fall help, etc. That's how they did it. Well, in the spring of the year, most of the kids were always gone. And if they were good kids, good workers, most of the time, they stayed at the ranch house. That's how they did it back those days. Well, every spring, this kid was about 13 years old. Big kid, smart-looking kid, quick, good step to him, dressed properly. This farmer would come up to this kid and say, "Can you work?" And the kid would say, "I can sleep on a stormy night." The farmer would kind of smile to himself and walk away. Well, one year, he was the only kid there. And he thought, well, I'll give the kid a chance. Well, everything went good. And he made arrangements, and he ended up sleeping right in the farmhouse. And good kid. I think he was about 16 years old. And everything went really well. He's a good kid, good manners, good table manners, good with his wife, good with his children, etc., etc. And it was a different time back then, and kids were pretty good for the most part. Of course, you always have a bad apple here and there. Well, one night, the shutters started to bang, and the rain came down like a flood. And I'll tell you, the wind was just beating the house. And this farmer gets up in the middle of the night. He runs to his hired hand, and he shook him out of bed, and the kid wouldn't wake up. Slapped him. Kid wouldn't wake up. Finally, he threw the mattress over, the old down feathered mattress. And on the floor the kid went, but he didn't wake up. So he thought to himself, I'll fire that kid in the morning. I'm going to fire him. So he ran outside and checked the chickens, and the chickens were all buttoned up. The door was secure. Everything, the windows were all latched. The shutters were all shut. He ran out to the hogs. The hogs had fresh straw. Everything was fine. He ran out to the horse barn. Horse barn was all shut up. Horses were chewing their cud, just eating away, wondering what was going on, that a farmer would wake up in the middle of the night. Went to see the equipment because he knew the equipment's going to get hailed on. All the equipment was put away, just put away under the sheds. They thought, well, I'll go check the firewood. It's all put under the canvas tarp. Checked everything. Everything was done. And when he got back in the house, he took his slicker off, took his hat off. He thought to himself, that's what that boy meant. I can sleep on a stormy night. You know, sometimes when you know you did it right and you did your job to the best of your ability and everything is done and you have all your T's crossed and your I's dotted and everything's checked off, you can sleep on a stormy night. That's the story. That became our business motto. I can sleep on a stormy night. I probably told that story hundreds of times. I don't always live up to that on my own place, but it is nice. Oftentimes when I'm fixing tires or working on stuff, you know what you should do. You know, the radiator hoses are 6 years old. Guess what? Probably a good chance it's going to go out. When you're going on a trip, have them done, etc., etc., etc. You know, I've got bad tires on my tractor right now, back tires. They're holding air, but winter is coming. I'm going to try to run them another year. So we just went through a drought. So I'm not sleeping good on a stormy night when it comes to that. But sometimes, you know, you just throw a tarp over your firewood real quick. You're thinking, that'll work. Well, some of you friends and brothers and sisters in other states, that'll work just fine for you. But in North Dakota, we get 45, 50 mile an hour winds almost daily. We work in it all the time. And I'm telling you, if you don't have it tied down, your neighbor will have a really nice canvas tarp and you will have a lot of wet wood. Enjoy you all. Thank you. Joel, Jim, thanks for asking. Appreciate you guys. Video is dedicated to you guys. Till next time, may the Lord guide and keep you. I pray for you all. Happy trails. You still rubbing back there? You better be, you little peanut.